Imagine knowing exactly how your skin is aging, not just by looking in the mirror, but at the molecular level. Now imagine a device that can predict how your skin will respond to ingredients before you've even applied them. This isn't science fiction, folks. It's L'Oreal's Cell Bioprint system, which debuted at CES 2025. It's a tabletop device that can analyze your skin's biological age and predict your response to skin ingredients within just 5 minutes. We're witnessing nothing short of a beauty renaissance, where century-old cosmetic companies are becoming biotech powerhouses, where fermentation tanks are replacing palm oil plantations, and where your next miracle cream might contain ingredients cultivated in a laboratory rather than harvested from the earth. Let's put this in perspective. The global cosmetics and beauty market hit $420 billion in 2024, with biotech beauty accounting for a rapidly growing slice of that pie. Major players from L'Oreal to Estee Lauder are pouring billions into biotech research, essentially transforming themselves from makeup manufacturers to cutting-edge science companies. But why does this matter? Well, picture this. For decades, the beauty industry has relied on petrochemicals, palm oil derivatives, animal-derived ingredients, and synthetic compounds that often trigger sensitivities. Many traditional ingredients require extensive land use, contribute to deforestation, and involve complex supply chains with significant carbon footprints. Biotechnology is changing all of that. Through precision fermentation, lab cultivation, and cellular agriculture, we're now able to produce skincare ingredients that are more sustainable, more effective, and sometimes even molecularly identical to those found in human skin. Take hyaluronic acid, that holy grail of moisturizing ingredient. Traditionally extracted from rooster combs, it's now predominantly produced through bacterial fermentation. Or consider squalene, once harvested from shark livers, now grown using engineered yeast fed on sugarcane. This isn't just a win for sharks and roosters, it's a win for human skin too. Biotech enables the creation of pure, more consistent, and more effective ingredients that can be precisely tailored to specific skin needs. We're seeing companies like Geltor create collagen that's molecularly identical to human collagen without using animal sources. We're watching C16 Biosciences grow palm oil alternatives in bioreactors, potentially saving millions of acres of rainforest. And we're witnessing startups like Debut Biotech develop enzymes that can produce previously impossible skincare compounds. From Seoul to San Francisco, from luxury brands to pharmaceutical labs, the biotech beauty revolution is accelerating. Advances in proteomics, genomics, and cell technology are enabling a deeper understanding of our skin's biology and aging process, leading to interventions that work at the cellular level rather than just the surface. Welcome to Apprentice.io's Industry Insights. I'm Frank Maggiore, and today we're diving into what might be the beauty industry's most transformative revolution, biotechnology in cosmetics. We'll explore how biotechnology is reshaping cosmetics, skincare, dermatology, and aesthetic medicine. We'll look at the companies leading this transformation, the products already hitting the shelves, and the innovations still in the pipeline. We'll examine how cloud-based manufacturing execution systems are crucial to scaling these technologies, and we'll peer into a future where AI, nanotechnology, and longevity research converge with beauty. So whether you're a skincare enthusiast wondering what biotech means for your routine, a professional curious about industry transformations, or just someone interested in how science is changing the way we look and feel, stick around. Because in the world of beauty, biology is becoming the new chemistry. Let's get down to brass tacks. What exactly are we talking about when we say biotech beauty? Biotechnology in cosmetics refers to the use of living organisms or their components like bacteria, yeast, algae, plant cells, protein, or enzymes to develop ingredients and products for skin care, hair care, and other aesthetic treatments. We're talking about harnessing biological processes like fermentation, cellular agriculture, and enzymatic reactions to create beauty ingredients that are either identical to or better than their conventional counterparts. This field spans several distinct but overlapping domains. First, there's fermentation-based cosmetics. Think of microorganisms churning out hyaluronic acid, peptides, or exfoliating acids in massive steel tanks. This is probably the most established area of biotech beauty, with techniques borrowed from the food and pharmaceutical industries. Then we have cell-cultured ingredients, where human cells, Plant stem cells or engineered microorganisms produce complex compounds like collagen, elastin, or specialized proteins in controlled laboratory conditions. There's also enzymatic bioconversion, using nature's catalyst to transform one compound into another, creating ingredients that would be impossible or incredibly inefficient to synthesize chemically. And increasingly, we're seeing genetic engineering enter the mix, modifying organisms to produce novel compounds or optimizing them to make existing ingredients more efficiently. Now, who's leading this revolution? It's a fascinating mix of beauty industry titans, biotech startups, and established pharmaceutical companies all converging on the space. L'Oreal stands out as the undisputed leader in beauty tech investment. The French cosmetic giant spends over 1 billion euros annually on R&D, with a significant portion directed toward biotechnology. They've established specialized research centers focused on biotechnology and are partnering with companies like Obelisk Biotechnologies and Evonik to develop bio-based ingredients that meet their sustainability goals. Their recent cell bioprint innovation at CES showcases their commitment to advanced biological approaches to skincare. In North America, Estee Lauder is making big moves, recently partnering with Serpent Pharma to explore anti-inflammatory technologies derived from a class of proteins called serine protease inhibitors, which sounds terribly scientific until you realize they're basically creating next-generation skincare ingredients that knows how to calm your angry skin. And don't sleep on Unilever. They partnered with Genomatica, a biotech company that's developing palm oil alternatives through fermentation. Given that palm oil is found in about 70% of cosmetics and has been linked to major deforestation, this could be a game changer for the industry's environmental footprint. Japan's Shiseido has been a quiet powerhouse in beauty biotech, investing heavily in understanding the skin microbiome and developing probiotic-based skincare. They've been exploring how specific bacterial strains can benefit skin health and develop fermented ingredients for decades. Asia, particularly South Korea, is seeing explosive innovation in this space. Companies like Amore Pacific are pioneering green tea stem cell technology and fermented ingredients. In China, companies like Shanghai Jiawa are rapidly developing their biotech capabilities. The market numbers are staggering. The global biotech beauty sector was valued at approximately $38 billion in 2024, and it's projected to grow at a CAGR of 7.4% through 2030, potentially reaching $65 billion. North America currently leads in market size, but Asia Pacific is growing at the fastest rate, expected to overtake within the next decade. What's particularly fascinating is how different regions approach biotech beauty. In Europe, the focus tends to be on sustainability and replacing controversial ingredients with bio-alternatives. The European market is also heavily influenced by strict regulatory frameworks, like the EU cosmetic regulation, which has banned over 1,300 chemicals from cosmetics, creating strong incentives for biotech alternatives. In North America, especially in the US, the emphasis is often on efficacy and performance, developing biotech ingredients that outperform traditional ones, regardless of the source. The regulatory environment is more permissive, allowing for faster innovation, but sometimes raising questions about long-term safety. Asia presents a particularly interesting landscape. South Korea and Japan have emerged as innovation hubs, with Korean beauty companies embracing fermentation and Japanese firms pursuing precision biotechnology. China is rapidly developing its capabilities with substantial government investment in biotech infrastructure. South Korea deserves special mention. They pioneered what insiders called cosmeceuticals, products bridging the gap between cosmetics and the pharmaceutical industry. From snail mucin to galactomyces ferment filtrate, basically yeast from sake fermentation, Korean brands have mainstream biotech ingredients in ways that Western markets are just beginning to adopt. Africa and Latin America are emerging markets with unique approaches. In Africa, there's growing interest in leveraging the continent's rich biodiversity through biotechnology, with companies like BioNativa in South Africa developing endemic botanical extracts using biotech methods. Latin America, particularly Brazil, is seeing a surge in biotech beauty startups focused on Amazonian ingredients. Now let's talk about the stark differences between traditional and biotech-derived ingredients. Traditional cosmetic ingredients often come with significant baggage, environmental issues from sourcing, batch-to-batch inconsistency, and sometimes ethical concerns. For instance, conventional squalene, that ultra-moisturizing ingredient, traditionally came from shark livers, not exactly the warm and fuzzy image beauty brands want today. Biotech-derived ingredients, in contrast, offer remarkable consistency, can be produced year-round without seasonal variations, and typically have a lower environmental footprint. They also allow for incredible precision. Scientists can often fine-tune properties like molecular weight or structure, which directly affects how the ingredient performs on your skin. Take hyaluronic acid. The traditional extraction came from rooster combs and yielded relatively high molecular weight hyaluronic acid. But through biotech, companies can now produce precision-controlled molecular weights, from ultra-low for deeper skin penetration to high molecular for surface hydration. But there's a trade-off. Biotech ingredients typically require higher initial investment, sophisticated manufacturing facilities, and often face more rigorous regulatory scrutiny. They may require specialized bioreactors, strict contamination controls, and complex purification processes that traditional extraction methods don't. There's also the natural versus lab-grown marketing challenge. While biotechnology often produces ingredients that are molecularly identical to those found in nature, and sometimes in our own bodies, some consumers remain skeptical of anything perceived as created in a lab. This perception gap is gradually narrowing as brands become better at explaining biotech benefits, as consumers become more science literate about their skincare. After all, would you rather have your collagen come from a cow or from a precision-engineered microorganism that produces human-identical collagen without the animal inputs? The bottom line is that biotech and beauty isn't just about new ingredients. It's about reimagining the entire supply chain and production process of the beauty industry. And with global challenges like climate change, biodiversity loss, and growing consumer demand for both performance and sustainability, biotech isn't just another interesting science experiment. It's becoming an essential path forward. Chemistry gave us the 20th century of beauty. Biology will lead the 21st century. Let's get our hands dirty, or should I say, perfectly cleansed and moisturized, with the biotech beauty products that have already made their way to store shelves and medicine cabinets worldwide. You might be surprised to learn that you probably already slathered biotech ingredients on your face without ever realizing it. That hyaluronic acid serum that you've been religiously applying, chances are it was made by bacteria, not extracted from rooster combs as it once was. L'Oreal has been particularly aggressive in bringing biotech innovations to market. Their Lancome brand recently launched their Regenerate Nano Resurfacer 400 Booster, a handheld device featuring over 400 nano touchpoints based on patented nanochip technology developed through their Big Bang Innovation Program. The device essentially delivers professional-grade microneedling results at home with measurably improved skin texture and reduced appearance of fine lines. But it's not just about devices. L'Oreal's Active Cosmetics division has incorporated biofermented ingredients in products like La Roche-Posay's Lipicard line, using a specific strain of bacteria to help restore the skin microbiome. Estee Lauder hasn't been sitting on the sidelines either. Their Advanced Night Repair Serum, already a cult classic, recently underwent a reformulation that incorporated a complex derived from fermented yeast. This Chronolux power signal technology sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, but it's essentially a biotech approach to supporting the skin's natural renewal process. Amyris, a synthetic biology company, has been a major force in beauty biotech through their consumer brands like Biossance. Their hero ingredient, squalene, produced via fermentation of sugarcane using engineered yeast. This has eliminated the need for shark liver squalene while creating a more consistent, purer product. Their success has been so pronounced, other brands now source Amyris's biotech squalene for their own products. Biossance isn't just riding on squalene, though. They've expanded their biotech portfolio to include a fermentation-derived version of vitamin C that's more stable and bioavailable than traditional forms. This prevents that frustrating experience of having your expensive vitamin C serum turn orange and ineffective after just a few weeks. In the realm of hair care, The Ordinary, known for its science-forward approach, has launched peptide formulations for hair density that use lab-synthesized signal peptides to support hair follicle health. These aren't extracted from any natural source, but are manufactured through biotechnological processes to precisely mimic the body's own signaling molecules. K18, a relatively new brand that's taken the hair care world by storm, utilizes a bioengineered peptide that mimics human hair's keratin structure. Their leave-in molecular repair mask has become a sensation for its ability to repair chemical damage, with the brand recently being acquired by Unilever after generating over $100 million in revenue in just 3 years. Perhaps the most dramatic example of Biotech's revolutionizing beauty comes from the controversial but common ingredient, palm oil and its derivatives. Found in everything from lipsticks to cleansers, conventional palm oil cultivation has been linked to massive deforestation and habitat destruction. Enter C16 Biosciences, which has developed a fermentation process to produce palm oil alternatives they branded Palmless. Instead of clearing rainforests, they're using engineered yeast in bioreactors to produce structurally identical lipids. Their first consumer-facing product launched in 2023, and they've now established partnerships with dozens of beauty brands looking to remove palm oil from their supply chains. Fermentation is proving to be a particularly powerful tool in creating sustainable alternatives. Genomatica, in partnership with Unilever, has scaled up production of a fermentation-derived alternative to palm kernel oil, which goes into products like soaps and detergents. The advantages go beyond sustainability. These fermented alternatives often offer better performance consistency and purity than their agriculturally derived counterparts. For those concerned about collagen from animal sources, typically bovine or marine, several companies now offer vegan biotech alternatives. Biotech produces human-identical collagen through cellular agriculture, while Geltor has developed a variety of collagen types through precision fermentation. In the realm of aesthetic medicine, biotechnology has transformed injectables like botulinum toxin or Botox and hyaluronic acid fillers. While these have been produced through biotech methods for years, new advances in manufacturing have improved purity and consistency. Allergan, now part of AbbVie, has refined its botulinum toxin production process to create more targeted formulations with fewer side effects and more predictable results. Then there's personalization, perhaps the most exciting frontier in biotech beauty. Several companies are now offering custom skincare based on biological analysis to create personalized formulations based on customers' genetic and environmental factors. Their process involves analyzing skin samples to determine specific needs and then compounding custom products. L'Oreal's previously mentioned cell bioprint technology takes personalization even further. This device, developed in partnership with Korean startup NanoEntech, uses microfluidic technology to analyze protein biomarkers in the skin, providing personalized insights about skin age and predicting responsiveness to specific ingredients, all within just 5 minutes. While currently in the pilot phase, it represents a quantum leap in skincare personalization. Proven Skincare uses AI combined with biological data to formulate personalized products. Their Skin Genome Project, which won MIT's Artificial Intelligence Award, analyzes over 20,000 skincare ingredients, 100,000 products, 20 million consumer reviews, and 4,000 scientific publications to create custom formulations for individual skin needs. Perhaps the most sci-fi development comes in the form of 3D bioprinting for skin applications. While currently focused on research purposes, creating skin models for testing without animal use, the technology holds future promise for personalized skin treatments. What's particularly remarkable about these innovations is how quickly they move from lab to shelf. The pace of commercialization in biotech beauty is accelerating, driven by consumer demand for more sustainable, effective products and enabled by advances in manufacturing technologies. For the average consumer, this means your skincare routine might already be more high-tech than you realize. And the biotech beauty revolution is just getting started. We're at the equivalent of the flip phone era if you compare it to what's coming in the smartphone future of beauty biotechnology. Let's pull back the curtain on what's happening in research labs around the world, where scientists in lab coats are cooking up the future of beauty with petri dishes instead of makeup brushes. The current research landscape in biotech beauty is nothing short of breathtaking, spanning everything from skin microbiome manipulation to 3D bioprinting of tissue. And if you think this is just about looking prettier, think again. Many of these technologies have implications for wound healing, treating skin conditions, and even addressing the effects of aging at a cellular level. In Europe, L'Oreal's advanced research facilities are pioneering what they call longevity integrative science, essentially studying how biological mechanisms affect skin's appearance and aging process. They've identified specific protein biomarkers that indicate not just your skin's current conditions, but its trajectory, essentially whether you're aging faster or slower than your chronological age would suggest. This is revolutionary because it shifts skincare from reactive to predictive and preventative. It's not just about fixing wrinkles after they appear, but potentially preventing their formation by addressing the underlying biological mechanisms before visible signs emerge. Over in Asia, particularly in South Korea and Japan, research is heavily focused on the skin microbiome, the ecosystem of microorganisms living on your skin. Korean company Lab SK2, owned by Procter & Gamble, is investigating how specific bacterial strains influence skin health, developing fermented ingredients that can modulate the microbiome to improve everything from moisture retention to reducing inflammation. Japanese researchers at Shiseido have been studying skin stem cells, particularly focusing on how they respond to stress and environmental factors. They've identified compounds that can protect these precious cells from damage, potentially preserving the skin's regenerative capacity as we age. In the United States, research at MIT's Langer Lab, co-founded by biotech pioneer Robert Langer, has been developing tunable cross-linked polymer networks. Essentially, second skins that could be applied topically. These materials have shown promise not just for cosmetic applications, like temporarily reducing the appearance of under-eye bags, but also for drug delivery and even wound healing. The University of California, San Diego has been advancing research on exosomes, tiny vesicles secreted by cells that can carry signaling molecules. Their research suggests that stem cell-derived exosomes can stimulate collagen production and improve skin elasticity without the complications associated with actual stem cell treatments. What's particularly exciting about these research directions is their potential for crossover between cosmetics and medical applications. The line between cosmetic and therapeutic is blurring in ways that could benefit both sectors. Recent breakthroughs in understanding skin biology have been fundamental to this innovation wave. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have mapped the molecular changes that occur in skin as it ages, identifying specific pathways that could be targeted to slow or even reverse certain aspects of skin aging. We're also seeing remarkable advances in understanding the skin barrier function, that critical outer layer that keeps moisture in and irritants out. Belgian researchers have identified specific lipids essential for maintaining this barrier and developed biotechnological methods to produce them. This could be game-changing for treating conditions like eczema and psoriasis, which involve barrier dysfunction. Another fascinating area of research involves cellular senescence, the process by which cells stop dividing and start secreting inflammatory compounds that can damage surrounding tissues. Scientists at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging are investigating how certain compounds can selectively eliminate these senescent cells, potentially rejuvenating skin at a cellular level. When it comes to novel approaches to skin rejuvenation, we're moving well beyond simple moisturization or chemical exfoliation. Researchers at ETH Zurich in Switzerland are developing bioprinted skin grafts containing the patient's own cells. While primarily aimed at treating severe burns and wounds, this technology has obvious applications for cosmetic concerns like scarring or severe photoaging. In California, biotech company Prellis Biologics has developed holographic 3D printing technology that can create tiny blood vessels, potentially allowing for creation of fully vascularized skin tissue. This would be a quantum leap beyond current skin substitutes, which lack blood supply. Korean researchers are pioneering microneedle technology that dissolves in the skin, delivering active ingredients directly to deeper layers. These aren't your standard microneedle patches. They're using biocompatible polymers that can be precisely engineered to release their payload at specific rates and depths. Another revolutionary concept comes from scientists at the Terasaki Institute, who are developing smart hydrogels that can respond to environmental changes like temperature or pH. These materials can potentially adapt to the skin's changing needs throughout the day, providing customized care in real time. What's driving much of this innovation is unprecedented collaboration between beauty companies and biotech firms, partnerships that would have seemed unlikely just a decade ago. Take, for example, the partnership between L'Oreal and Abilis Biotechnologies, recently expanded with a tri-party agreement including Evonik. This collaboration aims to develop bio-based ingredients through fermentation, replacing petrochemical or controversial natural ingredients with sustainable alternatives. Estee Lauder has partnered with Serapin Pharma, a biotechnology company that's researching anti-inflammatory technologies for 2 decades. They're exploring applications for a class of proteins called serine protease inhibitors, which have shown promise in reducing inflammation. Even fashion houses are getting involved. Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, parent company of brands like Dior and Givenchy, has established partnerships with biotech startups through their LVMH Luxury Ventures arm, focusing particularly on sustainable alternatives to traditional cosmetic ingredients. These collaborations bring together the biotechnology expertise of specialized firms with the formulation know-how, consumer understanding, and global distribution networks of established beauty companies, accelerating both innovation and commercialization. Perhaps most exciting is the trend towards open innovation models like L'Oreal's Biotech Innovation Program, which invites startups to collaborate on new technologies. This approach has yielded innovations like the nanochip technology now used in Lancome's nanoresurfacer device. Similarly, J&J's Innovation J Labs incubator has supported numerous skincare and dermatology startups, providing resources and expertise to help bring their technologies to market. This collaborative ecosystem approach is proving particularly effective at bridging the gap between basic research and consumer products. What all this amounts to is a research landscape that's moving at unprecedented speed, with technologies that would have been considered science fiction a decade ago, now approaching commercial reality. The traditional 5 to 10 year development timeline for new cosmetic ingredients is compressing, with some innovations moving from lab to market in as little as 2 to 3 years. And while not every research project will yield a commercial product, the sheer volume and diversity of research underway suggests we're entering a golden age of biotech beauty innovation, one that will transform not just how we look, but potentially how we age. Let's jump into our beauty DeLorean and hit 88 miles per hour, because the future of biotech beauty is approaching faster than you might think, and it's looking both wildly futuristic and strangely familiar at the same time. When we talk about next generation ingredients, we're entering territory that blurs the line between skincare and skin biology in unprecedented ways. The formulations of tomorrow won't just sit on your skin, they'll communicate with it. Take signal peptides, for instance. These tiny protein fragments essentially work as messengers, telling your skin cells to ramp up collagen production or reduce inflammation. Current versions are just the beginning. Researchers are developing increasingly sophisticated peptides that can target specific cell types or biological pathways with remarkable precision. Imagine a peptide that can specifically target fibroblasts in sun-damaged areas, or one that can selectively inhibit enzymes that break down elastin without affecting other cellular processes. That's where we're headed. But perhaps even more exciting is the emergence of what scientists call biomimetic matrices, essentially lab-created versions of the extracellular matrix that naturally surrounds and supports our skin cells. These aren't just simple ingredients, but complex structures that can provide physical scaffolding for cell renewal. Gelter, a biodesign company we mentioned earlier, is pioneering what they call protein perfection, using computational design and fermentation to create proteins that don't just mimic those found in nature, but improve upon them. They're developing collagens and elastins with enhanced properties, greater stability, improved cell signaling capabilities, or better resistance to enzymatic breakdown. Another frontier is engineered probiotics or postbiotics, beneficial bacteria or their metabolites designed to interact with your skin microbiome in specific ways. Companies like S-Biomedic are developing bacterial strains that can crowd out problematic bacteria associated with acne or eczema, essentially creating living treatments that continue working long after application. Then there's the cellular agriculture approach, growing actual human skin cells or skin components in laboratory conditions. Modern Meadow is already using this technique to produce collagen for skincare, but the technology could eventually enable creation of personalized skin grafts for burn victims or even cosmetic applications. But the future isn't just about new ingredients, it's about unprecedented personalization. Personalization of beauty products is moving from nice to have to essential, and biotechnology is accelerating this shift. Beyond simple questionnaires or surface-level analysis, we're headed towards truly individualized formulations based on your unique biology. L'Oreal's cell bioprint technology represented an early step in this direction, but future iterations could analyze not just protein biomarkers, but genetic factors, microbiome composition, and even real-time physiological changes, then adjust formulations accordingly. Companies are developing at-home microbiome testing kits that can characterize the bacterial ecosystem living on your skin, then recommend products or ingredients that will support your unique bacterial balance. Similarly, genetic testing company 23andMe has explored partnerships with skincare brands to develop formulations based on genetic factors related to skin aging and sensitivity. The truly mind-blowing advances come with responsive formulations, products that can change their behavior based on environmental conditions or your skin's needs at that particular moment. Researchers at MIT are developing smart materials that can detect changes in temperature, pH, or even the presence of specific compounds on the skin surface, then release active ingredients in response. Imagine a moisturizer that releases more hydrating compounds when it detects low humidity levels, or a sunscreen that adjusts its protection level based on UV exposure. This isn't science fiction, it's actively in development. The delivery systems for these sophisticated ingredients are evolving just as rapidly. Traditional creams and serum, while effective for many purposes, have limitations in terms of ingredient stability, penetration, and targeting. Enter next-generation delivery technologies like microfluidic devices that can create ultra-stable emulsions with droplet sizes measured in nanometers. These tiny particles can penetrate deeper into the skin and release ingredients more precisely than conventional formulations. Electroporation, using tiny electrical pulses to temporarily increase skin permeability, is being miniaturized for at-home use. Foreo has already introduced devices using mild electrical currents to enhance product absorption, but future iterations could be far more sophisticated, using precisely tuned frequencies to target specific skin layers or cell types. Microneedle technology is advancing rapidly as well. Current microneedle patches typically use uniform needles made of hyaluronic acid or other biodegradable polymers. Next generation versions will likely feature needles of different lengths within the same patch, programmed dissolution rates to deliver ingredients in a specific sequence, and even hollow needles that can sample interstitial fluid while delivering active compounds. One of the most promising delivery technologies combines physical and biological approaches, using exosome-like nanoparticles to transport active ingredients. These tiny vesicles, similar to those naturally secreted by cells, can fuse with cell membranes to deliver their contents directly into cells. All of these advances will fundamentally reshape the consumer experience of beauty products in ways that might seem almost magical by today's standards. The rituals of beauty, the morning skincare routine, the occasional treatment, the before-bed regimen won't disappear, but they'll be augmented by technologies. They'll provide unprecedented feedback and results. Imagine scanning your face with your smartphone in the morning, receiving an instant analysis of your skin condition, and having your smart skincare device dispense a freshly formulated serum customized to your needs that day. That's where we're heading. Or consider beauty wearables, devices that continuously monitor skin hydration, sebum production, or environmental stressors, then trigger the release of active ingredients from a reservoir as needed. L'Oreal has already demonstrated early prototypes of such technologies, though commercially viable versions are still years away. Virtual try-on technologies using augmented reality are already common for color cosmetics, but the next frontier is simulating the effects of skincare products. Using AI trained on thousands of before and after images, plus your individual skin characteristics, these systems will be able to show you how a particular regimen might improve your skin over time before you've even applied a single product. For in-office procedures, biotechnology will enable more natural-looking results with fewer side effects and downtime. Researchers are developing injectable fillers derived from a patient's own cells, eliminating the risk of allergic reactions while providing more natural movement and feel. Similarly, bioprinted skin grafts containing a patient's own cells could revolutionize scar treatment and rejuvenation procedures. The consumer experience will also be transformed by increasing transparency about ingredients and processes. Blockchain technology is already being used to trace the origins and manufacturing processes of beauty ingredients, allowing consumers to verify sustainability claims. As biotechnology ingredients become more common, this transparency will be increasingly important for consumer trust. Perhaps most profoundly, biotechnology can change our relationship with aging itself. Rather than fighting against natural processes with increasingly aggressive interventions, biotech approaches aim to work with the body's own mechanisms to maintain skin health throughout life. As one industry expert put it, we're moving from an era of anti-aging to one of pro-aging well. The goal isn't to look 25 forever, it's to maintain healthy, functional skin at every age. This shift represents a more holistic, biologically grounded approach to beauty, one that recognizes the complex interplay between genetics, lifestyle, environment, and skincare. It's less about masking or fighting natural processes and more about understanding and supporting optimal skin function. Of course, not all of these innovations will succeed in the market. Some will prove too costly to scale, others may have unforeseen drawbacks, and still others might simply fail to deliver on their promises. But the overall direction is clear. Beauty is becoming more biological, more personalized, and more sophisticated in its approach to skin health. And while this might sound like a distant future, many of these technologies are already in advanced development. The beauty counter of 2030 might look remarkably different from today's, and your skin might thank you for it. In an industry where precision and compliance are paramount, Apprentice's Tempo platform offers a cutting-edge manufacturing execution system solution. It's cloud-based, mobile-first, operator-centric, with the most intuitive UI in the industry, making it perfect for today's dynamic pharmaceutical manufacturing environments and for the production of the world's most complex drug products. Whether you're working on groundbreaking cell and gene therapies, biologics, or small molecules, Tempo provides a fully validated MES system that's both powerful and easy to use. It streamlines your processes, ensures compliance, and adapts to your specific manufacturing needs. So get off of paper batch records and discover how Apprentice's Tempo Manufacturing Cloud can transform your operations by visiting us at apprentice.io. Attention industry professionals, revolutionize your manufacturing process with the Apprentice Tempo Manufacturing Cloud, a manufacturing execution system built to streamline your operations, boost efficiency, and ensure compliance all in one powerful platform. Experience the future of manufacturing with our free 30-day trial. Scan the QR code on your screen now to unlock a world of innovation. Don't just keep pace, set the tempo as an industry leader with Apprentice. That's all for part 1 of Apprentice.io's Industry Insights episode on biotech and cosmetics. This topic had so much good information, I needed to break it up into 2 parts. Be sure to check out part 2 of Biotech and Cosmetics coming up next week. Thanks for listening. I'm Frank Maggiore. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for notifications when new episodes drop. Please comment on if you have any additional topics you would like for me to cover in this space, and we'll see you next week for more Industry Insights.